Hey there, I'm Chef Johnny. This is Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. Today, we're cooking up turkeys. We're gonna be making some gravy. So we're gonna show you how to make a turkey stock and then turkey gravy from the stock that you've made. So what I've got here is I've got some onions. You don't have to slice them up. I have some already sliced. So I'm gonna get a good handful, drop in each pot. Plenty of sliced onions, celery. Of course, some of y'all may know mirepoix, right? Mirepoix is celery, carrots, and onions, 25%, 25%, 50% onions. But I'm gonna put some celery. I put 3 stalks of celery in each one, and about a half a pound of carrots probably, good handful of onions. Didn't measure it out to get the exacts. If you have the leaves on here, by all means, use the leaves. They're great, a lot of flavor in them. Those stalks didn't have leaves on them, so didn't use those, but just gonna break that up. And don't have to be exact, just about the right size, that long, something like that. You got it. Now, we're gonna go with our turkey. And what I have here is we cut the turkeys in half, so we took out the backs. So not only do I have the necks, right? I've got necks, I've got the kill bones and the backs. So from 3 turkeys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop some of both. There's a backbone, there's a tail. Let's see, a gizzard. Now, everything's on the stove. Just gonna add some pepper to this. You can add the seasonings you want. I just usually use a little salt, a little pepper, a little garlic. Salt. Now I'm going to cover this with cold water. Move it out of the way. Here's our other one. And again in this one, salt, pepper. Oops, there's a lot of pepper in that one. And let's get some garlic in. Cover it up with cold water. And we're going to bring this up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it down to a simmer. You do not want to boil this the entire time, or it's going to make your stock cloudy. And you won't have a nice clear stock. So you only want to let it simmer. 4 or 5 hours would be great. I don't have that much time today. We got about 3 hours. And then we're going to start making gravy. So we're going to get about a 3-hour cook on these. But we're still going to pull out a lot of flavor out of these bones, out of these vegetables. We're going to get a nice turkey stock going. And in a little bit, we're going to show you how to make that turkey gravy. Now, you can see it came up to a boil. Turn the temperature down. And you're going to get this little foam up at the top. Just want to skim that off. Every once in a while, come through here and skim it. Let that keep cooling. We just want to simmer. Simmer's about 185 degrees. So we're going to have some small bubbles, no big bubbles. They can be rapid small bubbles, but don't want any big bubbles. You see as you skim that, it starts clearing up. You see we've got a nice clear stock going. So we'll take our stock now. I'm going to move it over to the side. Just put this in here. We're going to strain this stock, get all the solid pieces out. So here we go. It's cooled down some. You can tell it's still hot though. And when we go to make this gravy, we do not want hot. Do not want hot at all. So all that can come out. Strain that out. Now, I'm gonna let this cool while I'm making my roux. Here we go, start our roux. I'm gonna put in my butter. You could use fat that you skimmed off of the stock you made. If you're cooking your turkey in the oven, just whatever's catching the drippings, we're gonna get that going. All right, butter's melted. I've got 4 ounces of butter, so I'm gonna take about 4 ounces of flour. That's gonna be all around a cup of flour. We're gonna make about a gallon of gravy, so let's make this roux up. And remember on how thick you want your roux is. the darker the roux, the less it will thicken. So you just realize that you have to have more roux if you're going to go darker with your gravy. Traditionally, giblet gravy is not a real dark, but you just want to keep this moving. Don't go too fast or you're going to wind up burning it. If you burn it, you start all over again. There's no going back. So we want to cook this at a moderate speed, darken it up some, and then we always add a cold stock to a hot roux, or a cold roux to a hot stock. You never add hot and hot. That's how you seize up your sauce, and your gravy ends up getting lumpy. Don't want to do that. So we're going to go cool off our stock, and we're going to go cool stock into a hot roux. You can see starting to turn colors, starting to get a little bit darker. Again, we're not rushing it. Letting it kind of work on its own. And a roux, by definition, is half flour and half fat by weight. So we're going 50-50. I kind of eyeballed it. Half a cup of butter is about a cup of flour. We're going to keep moving this, keep getting it darker for our giblet gravy. And it's getting darker. Just going to keep it moving so it don't burn. My pan starts getting too hot. I just move it off. You stir it over here, let it cool off a little bit, then bring it back over the fire. But you can tell it's starting to get brown. And again, the darker the roux, the less it will thicken. All right, let's start getting in our liquid. We're going to start stirring it in. Again, too hot, get it off the fire.
I heard they were awesome. Oh yeah.
We'll keep working this in. Keep adding our liquid. Don't want any lumps. And again, cold stock, hot roux. This one probably still was a little bit warm. Didn't have that long to cool it, but I like to make it the day before and then put it in the refrigerator overnight. This is going to make a nice gravy. Gravy's made. Take our giblets. This is some of the neck meat. Some of the, there's the heart right there, it's too big. So we got some neck meat, got a little other meat trimmings. Here you go. Stir that in. All right, gonna sample it for snappé, right? So sample it, see how it tastes, see if it needs any adjusting on the seasonings. A little bit of salt.
Oh, be on my diet.
A little bit of pepper. And just a touch of garlic. Don't want them to know it's garlicky. I want them to think, hey, what is that other thing in there, right? Stir that in. Gravy, giblets. It's going to be good. Make your own stock. You don't buy store stock. One, you can regulate how much salt's in it, but also the flavor is just tremendous. It's easy to make that. If you don't have turkey bones to put in there with your necks and your giblets, use a chicken. So you can use chicken to make your gravy with. But I sampled it a while ago. We're going to have a little try for y'all. So, hey, tastes great. Salt, pepper, a hint of garlic, and then some great flavors in that turkey stock we made. So, hey, this Thanksgiving, make your own gravy, and to make your own gravy, make your own stock. It's easy. If you're not cutting your turkey up like I did, where I cut the backs and stuff out to barbecue them, you can always cook down a chicken and use it along with your turkey neck and your giblets, and cook that down. and make your stock out of that. But it's going to be much better. Your family's going to be much happier, and you're going to impress a lot of people. So thanks for stopping by Texas Style Cuisine. I hope you enjoyed my turkey stock and turkey gravy. We're going to see you down the road on Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. Goodbye.